Hey everyone, welcome to Sims 4 Bachelor Challenge. Another episode here. In the last episode, we sadly had to say goodbye to Queenie. However, Queenie did thank him for the opportunity and they still remain close friends. So that is good. However, we did see a little bit of drama brewing between Queenie and Fiona in the last episode. Fiona got the first official kiss from Colton, and obviously the boys, Kenton and Toby, still do not get along. But this episode, they have another one-on-one date as well as a group date. However, the group date will only showcase 2 people instead of 3 this time, which means one person will not be getting a date or will not be going on a date, and that is to be determined. And again, it will go by love rate to determine how much they have. So first off, today we do have a date, and it's going to be the one-on-one date first this time, guys. So he's kind of talking to each of them, kind of getting to know them a little bit better than he already does, and just kind of like spending a little bit of time with them together and seeing how things go. Um, and then he's gonna go ahead and go and think about this through. So he's kind of thinking as he's talking to them, and he's really starting to think like, you know, I really never really had the time to sit down one-on-one with Ava yet, or Colton, or Kenton, I'm sorry. So he said definitely wants to do one of them, do the one-on-one, but I think that these guys are definitely getting a little bit frustrated with him flirting with others. Um, However, I think he has decided that he's going to go ahead and take Kenton, because Kenton was not a part of the last episode. So those two are heading out. Those two are going to head out and spend some time together on their one-on-one date, and then they will come back home and we will go from there. So I'll be back once they get back, or once they get to the date. Okay, so he brought him to a karaoke bar, and the reason why that is because Colton said that one of his favorite things to do is to spend some time at the karaoke bar. So he said, I would like for you to try it then. He said, I'm gonna go first. He said, and then I would like for you just to try it out. Oops. And Kenton's like, the only way I'm going to try it is if you sing with me. And so they are going to go ahead and sing then together. So they're going to sing a country song together. So these guys are definitely just having a little bit of fun, and that's truly what this was all about. Oops. So, I think ultimately the whole thing that they wanted to do really was not about talent or anything like that. It was mainly about just having fun. And so that's what I wanted to do with this, and that's what Colton really wanted out of this, was to have fun. And he tried to give him a hug, but he said no. Not right now. However, he did. Okay. So things are definitely not going the way that things are planning for Kenton. Kenton did try to hug him, and Colton's like, not right now, type of thing. And so I think he's just gonna go ask Colton, like, in a way, he is a hothead, so I think he would go and, like, confront him, but he would do it in a way that might end up causing some rift between them. He said, "You took everybody else to these fantastic dates, and you take me here? Like, what type of person does that? Like, this isn't even really a date." And Colton's like, "Listen, dude, I just wanted you to get to know me a little bit better than what was kind of going on." So he's like, "I think it's probably best just for us to head home, since this has definitely gotten a little bit awkward." So these guys are heading back to the mansion, but I'll be back once we get there. He said, and I think now that they're back home, Colton is gonna just go ahead and just tell him, like, "I don't think it was right what you did. Like, you yelled at me, and all I was trying to do was show you bits and pieces of my life. But I do want to apologize because it was a one-on-one date, and you didn't seem to have gotten what you wanted out of it. I'm gonna consider this when it comes to the upcoming group date, but I think we need to get inside before it gets a little bit too cold." So another thing that I didn't touch up on yet is the Toby and Kenton brawl fight that happened in the last episode. And off camera, I'm going to say that they kind of worked a little bit on it, and they've decided to kind of calm down and all that. But Colton did say if it does happen again, he will have to take another type of action. So anyways, it's really late here. It's going after midnight, so I think it's time to send a lot of these people to bed, and I'll pick this up in the morning. Okay, so it's morning, and I think Colton has been really thinking, like, about everything that happened yesterday, and with the whole Kenton thing, and he was kind of thinking, and he is going to talk to Chris, like, I don't really want to do a double date today. He said, I want to try and do something with one specific person and see if it's actually going to work. And I do want to apologize to everybody else about it. And Chris is like, ultimately, dude, it's your play. I'm just here to make sure everything goes well. So that person he wants to talk with is Kenton. He wants to see where Kenton's head exactly is, and see how he feels about things, and go from there. Like, because obviously there is a little bit of tension there. We don't know where it came from, but I was kind of thinking that both of them could go ahead and get in the hot tub and just kind of set some talk maybe and see where things are in their relationship. So first things first, he is gonna like thank him for joining him in the hot tub, or thank him for at least having the time to talk with him. They're like, I guess the hot tub's too hot, but I don't know where they're going to talk, but anyways, they're gonna talk and just spend a little bit of time together, like trying to figure out exactly what's going on between them. He's like, listen, I don't know what happened yesterday. I just don't know, like, was it the whole karaoke thing? Was it like, did I push you over the limit or something? Like, I don't understand. And Kenton's like, I don't think that you truly understand everybody's feelings around here. You're just going around flirting with everybody. And there's a rumor going around that you've even kissed Fiona. So he's like, listen, what happened between me and Fiona, that had nothing to do with this. This is just between us. And ultimately, I don't really see any reason why you should be mad at me. I am doing the show just as much as you are. And I'm trying to make this whole thing work. So I'm not going to sit here and discuss with you what happened between me and Fiona, me and Ava, me and Toby, or anybody like that. And frankly, that's not really any of your business anyways. He said this is a whole part of the show. And he's like, whether you take that as a grain of sand or you take that as not, but and he's like, so you need to really think this through. And the reason why I gave up my group date is because of this. You really need to do some thinking and then get back to me and see where you stand in this relationship, because I don't know at this point if I would even really want you around. Like, I don't know who the rose is going to go to yet, but all I gotta say is, at this point, frankly, I don't see it being you. So, obviously, that's not going to make him feel any much better than what he already does feel off. And so, Kenton, being the hothead that he is going to go ahead and really think about things and kind of maybe take it out on Fiona, because he kind of feels like Fiona stole from him, because he kind of felt like when he first came into this that Colton was going to be all over him, and there was rumors, which it did happen between him and Fiona, that we do know that those two did share a kiss, but he does not like the fact that they kissed and he was not able to, because when he did go in for the hug and then the kiss, he was denied. And that's something that he did not like. And Kenton is in the same room, but he's not really paying much attention. He's going to get a shower, so he doesn't really know what's going on yet between him and Fiona. And Ava is upstairs. She's a little bit upset for some reason. I think it might be because she's missing people at home. So she's kind of been doing with that. Toby, on the other hand, is kind of just like sticking to himself, trying to stay out of the whole issue here. But Toby is just kind of walking into the fire here, and that is going to cause him to kind of go, like, these two never really got along, and Kenton has always kind of been that hothead, and he's one after Fiona, he's one after Toby now, and I think that him and Toby more likely are just going to ultimately get into it again, because he kind of feels like people are overlooking him, and that's what he doesn't like. But Colton is here, and those two are fighting yet again. Colton is watching it and seeing everything happen. Colton is trying, like, he's definitely watching it. So is Ava at this point. Like, Kenton just got his butt beat pretty much by Toby, though. And he's like, listen, you both really, I don't know what happened. All I do know is, Kenton, you came over and you started on him. And those two are back at fighting again. So Colton's like, you know what? I'm just going to do the roses now, because at this point, I don't know what, I just need to get away from both of you right now. And he said, I honestly think that it's time. And Chris is just coming, like, he's hearing all the commotion and all that. And he's like, what's going on out here? And he's trying to figure out everything. And he's like, well, first of all, I've made my first decision on who is safe from elimination, and that is Ava, because Ava's the only one in this whole entire house that has not started a fight with somebody over me. So she has gotten the first rose. He said, now, I do have another rose already planned. So I think he's decided. She's using the restroom, so I'm gonna have to wait for her. He is really sitting here thinking like what to do and who to send home between Toby and Kenton, and he really thinks that Kenton is the one that started things. And obviously Kenton was the one that started things, and everything that's happened with Kenton has really led him to the point where he just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And so he is going to go ahead and give up his second rose to Toby. So they've definitely got the roses out. So Ava got a rose and Toby got a rose. And that just leaves Kenton here and Fiona. And everybody should know by now that it goes by the lowest thing. And I have been checking that off camera, so that's why I knew those two were safe. But obviously, Kenton does not have any love left for him, and Fiona does. So that means that Fiona is the safe one, and Kenton is going home. Oh, hold on a minute. I just got his notification. Toby gave him a gift. Every day we share together, we're creating our own fairy tale. I look forward to our happily ever after. The gift was found in Colton's inventory. So that's cute. That's really cute. So let's see what he gave. I think he might have gave him, yeah, he gave him a rose back. So that's really sweet, though. That's really, really sweet. Now we gotta go ahead and give Fiona her rose. So he's gonna come and give Fiona his or her rose, meaning that Kenton is the one going home. And he said to Chris that I would honestly, at this point, I don't even really want to talk to Kenton. Like, there's been so much that's happened this week, and a lot of things have opened my eyes to who Kenton really is. So I would appreciate it maybe if you could. And he's like, honestly though, he said, I will. He said, I'll talk to Kenton. He said, but I do think that it's probably best for you. So Colton has decided that he is going to be the one to tell Kenton, like, to hit the bricks. Which I gotta figure out where he went to. And he's also got Another message from Fiona, which came with a rose, it says, I will always be here for you each and every day. My love for you will continue to grow forever. So that's really cute as well. That he's gotten like these gifts. So Colton's like, I've had enough with you, Kenton. So he is going to just tell Kenton to officially go away. Like, he is no longer a part of the series. He's like, listen, just go away. Like, honestly, at this point, I know you're not here for the right reasons. You brutally attacked other members of the cast. You don't care about anything besides yourself. You're only here for your own personal agendas, and that's desperately not what I'm here for. You came into this competition wanting to be with me, and now, frankly, that's not going to happen. So, I think we're going to go ahead and end it out here, guys. This has been quite an interesting episode. Colton pretty much dealt with the whole Kenton situation, like him starting fights with other cast members. He's also had a little bit of struggle in this episode with some people and their love. Ava had a little bit of issues. We don't know what with yet. We're going to figure out that possibly in the next episode. Why she was so upset in this episode, we'll have to wait and see. Toby's kind of taking a backseat to things in this episode, but he's still around and he's still in the competition, as well as Ava. And, well, we had another elimination, which was Kenton ultimately. So, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys all next week for another episode of Sims 4 Bachelor Challenge. Peace.